Alright, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The elephant in the room. Upset calls out LEC casters for pushing negative narratives on K-Corp. Oh god, here we go. I do not understand why some casters have to push such negative narratives without giving important context or considering how saying it on the main broadcast can affect players and their careers in a huge way. No nuance or just shitting on people when in a bad moment. Now, the idea of that, I agree with a lot. Something that I really wanted to do when I joined the broadcast as a caster is I really wanted to emphasize like pro players' good things and find reasoning why they were doing things bad. Okay, so if anything, I was like one of the biggest advocates for this because this is like pro player mindset, you know, like why would you say something bad and call them out to shit on them when you can probably find the logic in why they do things, you know? That was one of the things that I like really tried to bring to the broadcast. So if anything, like I like that sentiment, I agree with it. But the context in which Vedius gets called out, I personally think is so wrong. Like, there's two things to this, okay? I'll go through two different things. Is there ads or what? Oh, there was ads. Shut up, man. There's two things to this, okay? The first thing is, the one thing that I do agree with Upset is I think there was a period in the broadcast where some tweets were brought up on the screen, which I think maybe were a little bit too far, you know? Like people saying, it's complete support gap. Like I can see why that's annoying for like Targamas, for example, right? I feel like Targamas was maybe called out a little bit, for sure. Like I agree that that was too far. Even though you can think it's true, even though you, like this player is better than this one, having like a statement on the stream from a random fan on Twitter whose opinion is this guy sucks, this guy's better. I can see why that's like a bit annoying for pro players. I get that. But calling out Vedius's words, I think is wrong. Okay? Basically what Vedius says here
to be fair,
is he says this.
I'm just stating facts. Yes. Super did make a finals in his first split.
True.
Upset has been 10th place 3 times in a row.
True. Okay, so he said two facts, right? Now, you can take that, and if Vedius moved on instantly, you could see it as toxic. I can see it. But if you actually listen to the clip longer than 12 seconds, listen to what Vedius says.
I'm just stating facts. Those are
He's about to go in and give context. Listen.
That's all I've done.
Okay. Facts hurt. They do.
Now, of course, facts.
And Vedius is a professional. He knows exactly. He doesn't want to throw Upset on the bus and say he's trash. And now he's actually defending him, saying facts don't represent a player.
You know? Upset still.
And now Jacobs kind of comes in and interrupts in a bit. But I think Vedius there has like the good intention to be like, listen, here's a fact. I don't think it represents Upset. But if we're looking at paper, like this is a problem. The laugh, I get it. You know, if there's a longer part of the clip or if Vedius got his full point off, he would have defended Upset there. The whole point there is that the clip cuts and it just looks horrible for him. But I actually think Vedius is about to be a professional and be considerate to the fact that what he said is a fact, but Upset's not represented by it. But if we're going to call casters out for saying facts, I just think that's wrong. I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. Maybe the way he said it, he could have said it a bit better. But if this is the precedent of like, hey, a caster said this fact that's not very good, that represents me like not so well, then what do you want them to say anymore? Like, a job as a caster is to accurately represent how a player is doing, right? And if a player is doing really well, they will be celebrating them, right? Like, Caps is the best player in the West, like, Broken Blade's having one of the best splits of his life. And if a player is playing bad, they have to represent them in a way that's honest and true. Otherwise, fans will say, why are you defending this player? Because there's two sides to the bias, you know? There's people who say, why are you flaming this player? And then there's people who are saying, why aren't you calling this player out for griefing the whole year? Why are you defending him? You're biased and you're friends, okay? That's the problem with fans, right? If you don't call a player out for trolling, right? And you don't call a player out for playing bad, then people are like, you're just defending him. And if you do call them out, then fans are like, you're just isolating him. It's like, there's no winning, okay? So the only thing you can do is call out people who play bad and call out people who play good. That's the only thing you can do because that's the right thing to do. And no matter what, you will upset someone. Because if you say, oh, I think Broken Blade's having the split of his life, some G2 fans might be like, well, what about Mickey? Like, he had an amazing series, you know? What about? And if you say, I think Upset's, you know, he's been 10th place three splits in a row. Obviously, something's wrong there, but he's still a good player. People are like, well, why are you singling out Upset? Why singling out Upset? And if you don't say Upsets was 10th place 3 times in a row, and you just say like, yeah, Upset's a good player, then people are like, well, he finished 10th 3 times in a row. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean he's a good player? So no matter what, there's people with a gun to your head being like, opinion, invalid, look at it from this angle, look at it from that angle. And that's the problem about being a caster, okay? So the way casting works is you bring up a fact, or you bring up a stat, or you bring up a point, and then you add context, or you say but, you know? I can say Caps is the best Western player Europe's ever had. But he had a pretty bad game, okay? So I'm actually hitting both there, you know? I'm saying he played bad, but I'm still saying he's a really good player. So no one can get mad, right? And that's kind of how casting works sometimes. Sometimes you have to like word your opinion in a way that has a direction, but also considerate of the other side of the opinion where people might try and call you out. And that's what Vedes was doing. And I think he was doing the correct thing. He said Upsets 10 3 times in a row. But he's still a good player and isn't representative of it. And that's just the way it has to happen. Otherwise, people will just get incredibly mad. Now, there are some people who have really strong opinions and will be like, this guy's fucking bad. Now, I think just saying that in isolation is hurting a player's career. I think if I went on a broadcast and I said, Upset finished 10 3 times in a row, he's the problem and he's bad. I think that's really inconsiderate. That's horrible. That's the most horrible thing I could ever say. I've just said to 100,000 people, this guy's trash. With no context, nothing. That's the worst thing you can say. If I say, Upset is a really good player, he's been one of the best 80 carries in Europe, he took down T1 at Worlds and made a couple finals domestically, but he has been struggling over the last 3 splits, that's a much better way to phrase it, right? I'm still getting my point across, but I'm not being negative and shipping this terrible narrative. Now, if Vedius came out here and said, Upset finished 10 3 times in a row, fact, he's the problem and the reason K-Corp is losing, then obviously Vedius is fucking trolling. But he didn't say that. He was about to give context as to why Upset's still a good player. So that's why I don't think this is a good reason to call him out. I don't think... I do agree with Upset that the tweets being shown on broadcast, here no one can control what's on social media, promoting these comments shows there's no consideration. I agree in the sense that some of the tweets that were shown maybe shouldn't have been shown, because the tweets, you know, from like random fans having random opinions about these players being shit, support gap, I agree with that. That shouldn't have been shown. But I don't think Vedius is in the wrong. I don't. The only thing you can call them out for is maybe laughing or joking around or something like that. In the way they phrased it, sure. But I don't think his wording was wrong. I don't think he had any bad intentions. I don't think Vedius hates Upset at all. I don't think he's singling him out or trying to flame him or try and dunk on K-Corp. No one's trying to do that. I think he was doing his job correctly, and yeah, I think that this is a bit too overblown. I feel like the way this tweet's worded and the amount of interaction it's got, it's almost as if Vedius said Upset's dog shit, I feel like. If you like were to look at all of this without context, you'd imagine that Vedius just called him trash. And then you actually zoom in, it wasn't that bad, I think. It wasn't that bad. And then the problem is, I feel like it's almost instigating to the point where people will lack context, but because they want to support Upset, they'll jump on Upset's side no matter what and be like, yeah, fuck Vedius! What did he do, by the way? What did he do? And it's like, that's the problem. This has got 1 million interactions. I hope a lot of people have checked the context, because now, if anything, Vedius' name just got slandered, right? To 1 million people, Vedius just got flamed and called out. And to be honest, I don't think it was that bad. But now Vedius is the one who's getting fucking dunked on, right? And obviously the problem that he has now is people are DMing him, check your DMs. I appreciate that Vedius apologized. I appreciate Vedius apologizing. I think that's a really good step by him. I think that's a really good idea to apologize. It's really well worded. And Upset didn't mean single him out. And I think this is all blown over. But I think this precedent is bad. This precedent of casters stating facts, I don't think his wording was that bad. Because now I feel like casters might have to be incredibly careful by the way they word things, and they're going to get insecure about saying points about certain teams. Not just K-Corp, about anyone. Could be about G2, Mad, Fnatic, doesn't matter. And there's no winning as a caster, right? There's never a person who would ever look at this and be like, damn, Vedius is right. And then get a tweet interaction with 1 million views about how Vedius is a good analyst. No. It's always the bad things. It's always one thing bad happens, boom. So the casters can never win, and that's why I just want to like defend them a bit, because I just feel like this is all a bit overblown, in my opinion. a bit overblown. But yeah, good apology. It's blown over. I know Upset's been in the league for a long time. I know Vedas and him have interacted a lot, so they're probably like decent friends or acquaintances, colleagues, and they've apologized to each other. So hopefully, the reason I'm saying all this is I just hope K-Corp fans please don't hate Vedius or think he's trying to single out K-Corp, or he has like this like he hates K-Corp or upset or anything like that. I think he did his job correctly by the way he was wording it, and this is just the way casting works. And I don't think he thinks upset shit or anything like that. He was just trying to state a fact and give context, and it's a very common casting thing. So yeah, I think it's kind of sad that it's come to this, but yeah, that's my opinion on the whole situation. All right, let's check the Reddit.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
Why is he playing Briar with 3 kills, 11 deaths?
Oh my god, that's unlucky.
What is this clip?
That's unlucky with all the lag and shit today. Very unlucky with the bans, very lucky with the fucking picks. Tomorrow is another day in the arena though. I will be back then. Thank you guys for watching though. Bluker, Arthur, Arwell, Dewey,
He just rage quit the stream.
Boss Manor, and Xanath. Thanks for the sub earlier, alright? Shut the fuck up. Alright.
Did he get demoted to Iron? He got demoted to Iron?
Watching LPL? What is he doing? Why is he such a fan?
Did she apologize or not?
My first sentence was correct. That is just the most fraudulent I've ever heard from the West.
I need a formal apology,
True.
written letter,
True.
signed, and it needs to start with Dear Caedrel.
True.
I was wrong. You were right.
True.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
for doubting your take.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna tell you, Caedrel. You're just mad that Team Liquid fisted your team out of MSI. Facts, no paper. He is.
Hold up. The OCE LPL representative is flaming me for EU losing to NA when OCE is not even here and G2 top esports. Bro, what kind of lawyer is this? That's a fucking dog shit one if I've ever seen one.
just projecting his anger onto me. Cause
Yeah, well, Gen G beat your team. It's like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? What are you on about? What? Whose team are you on here? Whose team are you on? Whose team are you on? You wear a G2 shirt to the venue. You're saying TL beat EU. You're on the side of LPL. OCE ain't even here, and that's 4, bro. Whose team are you on, cuh?
he's just so mad for another international NA fists Europe out of the fucking eliminations. Mad cause bad.
That was a terrible apology. I'm still waiting for my letter. All right, what is this? Hey, folks, I want to give an update on recent... How long we got? 9 minutes. I want to give an update on recent player streams in Korea. They are really frustrating for everyone, and we completely understand why T1 has shut down streams for now. I'm working closely with them to create a safe environment. We're working with T1 for months now, and we've addressed a number of issues that resulted in prior attacks in the headquarters. This has been a top priority for us. Listen, I want this problem to get fixed, but I will say, I don't think, this is going to sound really stupid, but I actually think Riot can't do shit. And this is just going to have to happen for the rest of the year. And I'll explain why. Okay? T1 accounts are getting DDoSed, okay? I queue up in solo queue. As a T1 player, I get DDoSed. Great. I'll play off stream, so they don't know when I'm playing maybe, or it's a bit harder, and they won't DDoS me. So let's hope that I don't get DDoSed in my game as a T1 player. I'm Faker, I queue up, I hope I don't get DDoSed. And let's say Riot has done everything possible to get me on this insane network where they can't get my IP address, they can't DDoS me, and I'm absolutely fine. Okay, I'm Faker, I queue up, and now I can't get DDoSed. Perfect. The problem's fixed, right? Wrong. They've now proven that they can DDoS their teammates instead. That happened a couple days ago on Faker's stream. His teammates are getting DDoSed. So now I queue up as Faker. I'm ready to play. A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has disconnected. So no matter what now, I'm fine, but every single solo queue teammate I queue up with is 4v5, 3v5. So my practice is even worse because it's open and I'm losing every game. So what does that tell you? There's a problem fundamentally with the game and the client where it's easy for the hackers to get the IP addresses of the people in the game, right? So how does Riot fix that problem? Well, what are you telling me? Are you telling me that Riot, I don't know how it works, I'm not an engineer, but does Riot need to recode the whole fucking game of like solo queue and queuing up so that IP addresses somehow don't interact publicly? Like that's gonna take forever. That's gonna take months. So I actually think Riot can't, or not even months, maybe it takes years. I don't know what kind of technology that is. But that's just not gonna happen. To me, that just sounds like a core issue in the coding and they need to fix the whole game. Right? So I just don't see that. I don't think this problem's gonna get fixed. I don't. No matter how many 500 euro skins they release and how much they get paid for them, I don't think they're fixing this problem anytime soon. So I think T1's fucked forever. Or as long as these hackers want them to get fucked. Like, Riot needs to fix their whole in-game security system. Blabber watching the rats during MSI. Yo, Blabber is a rat. Yeah, what the hell? Really? Damn. Yo, Blabber, you can be part of the rats, but you can't be a rat. You have to be a crab. Sorry, buddy. Hailing from NA, give a big welcome to Degon, who's joining the LCK broadcast. Damn, Degon's joining the LCK broadcast for summer. Congrats, Degon. That's kind of pog. That's mega pog. Nice, they have a host now. That's going to be really cool. TheShy was watching Valorant Shanghai Masters Finals yesterday. He said, I really want to play professional after watching that game. I want to play Valorant professionally, but I'll go back to League of Legends Pro Play next year and Valorant for the year after. TheShy is the kind of player to walk into a flash and die instantly. Yeah, he is. Bro, you ain't... Listen. Listen, buddy. TheShy, listen. I'ma keep it a buck, as they say, these kids these days. You ain't going pro in Valorant. It's not happening. You're not going pro in Valorant. If you go pro in Valorant, I will co-stream Valorant for the rest of my career. If you make it to tier 1 region. It's not happening. You're fucking trash. I've seen you play Valorant. You don't even know what their spells are. You're dog shit. It's not happening. You're gonna stay on League, you're gonna lock in Quinn, and you're gonna get a 10 CS lead, and you're gonna blame your team. Okay? Just queue up and do that every game. Fear X Willer moved from the main roster to the CL division. Yeah, they go Rapta now. Rapta is the starting jungler. Genji won both internationals. Elk was not puking in MSI. Unless really old, but I haven't seen it on posters, so I figured I'd post it. A lot of people thought that Elk puked during the MSI pause. This is incorrect. Elk said that he had a running nose the entire match and was a bit stuck as the game went on. It was pretty terrible, and he couldn't just not have two hands on the keyboard, so he had to pause and blow his nose. He also said that any sickness or anything else isn't an excuse for them losing MSI, and he told his mods to not time out or ban anyone who's flaming him in the chat. Because everyone was spamming 28-27, pays his KDA. Oh my god. Bro, Elk is fucking... Elk is, Elk's crazy. Elk's sending it. A KC fan and CEO's reaction. Yo, you can't doubt Kameto's passion, bro. He fucking feeling it, bro. Chat, is when is K-Corp's arena ready? How long till the arena's built? Do they know it's their ETA when it's built? Yo, mods. September. If I had a nickel every time an LEC team throws a 10k gold lead, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Yeah, true. Yeah, we need to watch the Genji documentary. We're gonna watch it when we get back. If anything, casters are biased towards K-Corp, not against. K-Corp been shit all year and are barely watchable, yet somehow KC players barely get criticized on broadcast. I mean, it's because players intentionally don't want to dunk on players. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the whole context of the broadcast. But obviously casters will avoid shitting on players, right? Like, it's not like this is a fucking... It's not like this is a fucking clown house, is it? What is this? Reaction of Caedrel's Apex tournament victim. PS, he forgot to close settings, so he figured it out immediately.
What?
Wait, what is
The
this?
window setting.
Wait, what did I do?
Landscape flipped. Aha.
Wait, no, that wasn't the guy I
what?
did it to.
It's Lance.
I didn't do it to that guy. That wasn't me doing it to him. I did it to someone else. I did it to a different PC. I would not have fucked that up. I would not have fucked it up.